Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Good fucking morning.
Is it even morning anymore?
I don't even know.
I feel like it's afternoon by now.
You know what? I usually like to, start off. It's a Monday, high energy. Everything's supposed to go right. And then there's, Bill Gates, that piece of shit, and his shit company, Microsoft. And they love to run updates without our permission. And then it fucks everything. And here we are. An hour and 20 minutes late. I apologize, everybody.
Thanks to everyone for sticking around in the chat, though. It's been fun this morning.
We thank you guys so much. Apologize again. We did our best to get it up as soon as possible, and here we are. Here we are. I got no words, honestly. I'm really annoyed, probably more than anything. Hi, Gabby.
Yeah, what a morning.
It's okay.
This is Monday.
Okay, look. We only have 40 minutes before Big D Energy comes in and kicks us out, okay?
Oh, at least it's okay for Big D. It'll be all right for Big D and
I
Ermanni.
was just sick of you guys getting that 2-shot by yourselves.
Oh, I mean,
had to let
people want to see you more than us,
here.
let's be honest. I mean, people would much rather stare at you than look at my ugly ass or even Jeff Vita Vea, whatever the fuck it's called. What is that thing on your
we
forearm
don't even
again?
have time to get to
All
it.
right.
All right, we don't have time to get to it.
Okay. We got 4 topics that we can probably run through in the next 40 minutes. So where do we want to start? Do we want to start over the weekend where Jeff's Lakers got absolutely fisted by the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray? Or, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get to the Lakers and the Heat series, all right? We're going to start with the Detroit Lions and their top 5 backfield because I know you really wanted to get to that.
Yes.
And then we'll have, of course, a mailbag segment. Don't worry. We will absolutely do mailbag today. So
Yes.
we got 40 minutes. Let's enjoy it. Jeff, I'll start with you. I want to know why you think the Detroit Lions will have a top 5 backfield in the NFL this year. Go for it.
So I do believe they'll have a top 5 backfield. And the reason for that is, and listen, Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't played an NFL game. So a lot of this is potential, based off potential. But if you go off backfields in the NFL, and I want to read a couple of these off. And Adam, if you could participate with me, I'll read them off. And you tell me if the Lions backfield is better. How about with that? Jack can chime in as well. All right. We'll start with, I think, the best backfield in the NFL, and that starts with the 49ers, right? Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell. Would you say that they're better than the Lions?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll start with the next one. The Browns. They did have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, but they don't have Kareem Hunt right now. He's a free agent. It's just Nick Chubb. Right now, according to the depth chart for the Browns, their backups now is Jerome Ford.
Can I ask you something before you get to that? What's your definition of the best backfield?
Combination of the 2 running backs.
So it doesn't matter how good number 1 is. It's about having depth.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Well, I'll tell you this. If I want to go out on a limb here, I think Jahmyr Gibbs and David will be better than Nick Chubb. How about that? If we're going to go combination. So if you want to use the number 1 running back, that's fine.
I want to know.
No,
so you have the Niners higher.
Yes, because combination-wise, they're
okay. Go for it.
Combined, they're better.
I'm listening.
Okay, so stick with me, everybody. I would agree. 49ers have a better backfield. We'll go to the Browns. I would say the Lions now have a better backfield. With Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, there's an argument, but he's not there no more. I'd give it to the Lions. We'll go to the Packers, NFC North. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. Can I interest you in that? What do you think?
No, I'm not a fan of A.J. Dillon. I think he's a bum. And Aaron Jones, probably on the later side of his career, going downwards. So I'm going to go with the Lions. I'll give you the Lions. Can we go by just starting the division?
Yeah, Vikings.
Lions have a better backfield than the Bears. If you want
Vikings,
to consider,
Dalvin Cook, Alexander
if you
Madison.
consider Justin Fields a running back, though, I mean, I think that compensates a lot. Do we count Justin Fields as a running back?
No, we do not.
Okay. And then the Lions have a better backfield than the Bears, Packers, and Vikings.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So those are some of the teams.
Let's go to the NFC East now.
Okay. Well, NFC East. We'll go
Tony Pollard,
Dallas Cowboys. How about that? Dallas Cowboys right now. Tony Pollard and
I'll give you the Lions.
They just drafted Deuce Vaughn. Okay, so you're going to
give
give
you
it
the
to Lions. Saquon, Matt Breida. Saquon's that dude.
Saquon's production.
It's okay if you want to give it to the
insane.
Giants. That's fair.
But it's not a better backfield by definition.
Right.
By your definition, it's not a better backfield. because they lose Saquon and they're done. The
Right.
Lions lose David Montgomery. They have Jahmyr Gibbs, right? So I'll give it to the Lions. That's fine.
Okay, so
Moving on.
NFC, we'll stick with the NFC East. Philly, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, Rashad Penny. These guys.
I have to factor in Jalen Hurts. I have to.
So we're going
I just have to. That's the problem. I mean,
'Cause Lamar Jackson,
I tried
then by
avoiding
default.
it. I tried avoiding it with the Chicago, but I can't. Kenneth Gainwell. It doesn't matter who they have in the backfield. They're going to be able to run the ball very well. Talent-wise, yeah, of course I'm giving it to Detroit. Fine.
And this is
DeAndre Swift is not reliable. It's like
Right.
saying
It's
basically
basically
Kenneth Gainwell and whoever the hell else they have.
It's essentially just Swift.
That's fine.
and
I'm not going
Rashad
to consider the quarterback, so that's fine.
Penny. Okay, and honestly, the reason why I wouldn't even be mad if you said Philly is because I think the offensive line matters. That's why the Lions, I think,
we're
gets a
talking
little
about
bit of
backfield
boost.
only.
Yeah,
no.
but-
If it's only
okay,
backfield,
then go talent.
Because we're going to talk about offensive line and
Right.
quarterback. I can list a handful of teams, but just the running backs. Swift isn't proven.
Mm-hmm.
Gainwell is okay.
Yep. And Rashad Penny.
Rashad
good.
Penny's always hurt.
Always hurt,
I don't
though.
want to hear that.
Okay.
Rashad Penny's always hurt.
So the only team that we've gotten so far better is the 49ers. That's
Well,
where
we're not
at
there
right
yet, but yes, so far none.
now. Okay.
We're in the NFC East still.
Yep.
We'll get to the Commanders.
So we'll
I don't
go-
think the Commanders have a better backfield than the Lions.
Okay, there's the NFC
So that's
East.
the NFC East.
Okay.
Now go to the South.
All right. So the NFC South, we'll start there.
Carolina, you can make a case.
Yes, Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard.
I would give
Pretty good
I would give
backfield.
Carolina the nod.
There's two. Falcons, Bijan, Tyler Algier.
I'd give Atlanta the
Okay,
edge.
so there's three now total. We'll go Buccaneers.
No.
Rashad White, Chase
Nope.
Edmonds. Nope.
Nope,
Okay.
nope.
We'll go to the NFC West now because this is where it gets more interesting, a little more talent here. I wouldn't say the Cardinals. They got James Conner.
No.
It's not great.
Cardinals, no. Rams,
no. 49ers, we'd give
Absolutely.
them to the Seahawks
Hands
now.
down.
Kenneth Walker, Zach
Charbonnet. See,
that's
this
a
is the
good
thing.
backfield.
The way I'm going to ask the question is, who's a better running back, Kenneth Walker or David Montgomery?
Well,
Because the rookies are unproven,
right.
right? Zach Charbonnet, unproven. Jahmyr Gibbs, unproven. I don't care where they were taken. Tyler Algier was a 5th-round pick.
And he had 1,000.
So, again, you want to talk about depth, you answer the question. Who's
Mm-hmm.
a better running back? Kenneth Walker, David Montgomery.
Right now,
And I don't think it's crazy, by the way, before you answer. I don't think it's crazy to say David Montgomery. The only back that has a higher break tackle percentage
That's where I'd
is
give the
Nick
edge.
Chubb. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
very good back. So
And it's
I'm not going to kill you here if you say Detroit. It's fine.
and then there's a
But
part
I'm just asking you.
But listen, Kenneth Walker though, in only 15 games at 1,000 yards. That's
no,
also
he was
impressive.
excellent. That's why I'm asking.
You know what? I'm gonna
Because
give
if you're
the
going to
edge.
answer Kenneth,
I'm
then
gonna-
it should be Seattle.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the edge to Kenneth just because I think he's.
And if you want to
Big
go
fan of
back to
Kenneth Walker.
Atlanta, by the way, and use that same theory, I would say Detroit have a better backfield than Atlanta. It's more proven. Tyler
Okay.
Algier or David Montgomery. I'll go David Montgomery.
And
Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs are unproven backs right now.
Okay.
Yes, they were drafted in the first round, but what does that really mean?
Okay, so we got.
We
40
got two backfields in the NFC that we agree on.
So think about that: 49ers,
And Seahawks.
Seahawks,
All right, now go to the AFC.
and then let me just write this down so we keep track. Okay, now we'll go to the AFC. All right, so we'll start with the AFC East. We'll go
Okay.
Bills: James Cook, Damian Harris.
I'm a big fan of Damian Harris. But I'm going to give the Lions the edge.
Okay, and then we'll go Dolphins: Raheem Mostert, Jeff
Not even
Wilson.
close, not
okay,
even close.
Ramondre Stevenson, Ty Montgomery. For the,
I mean, Ramondre Stevenson
he's
alone
good,
is
really
excellent.
good. Yeah, but combined backfield, you give
You
it
would
to
have
the
to give it
Lions
to
there.
Detroit, sure.
And then we got the Jets: Brees Hall, Zonovan Knight.
Yeah, I'm
Michael
going
Carter.
with the Jets, honestly.
You're gonna get-
Brees
okay.
Hall last year, up until he got hurt. You want to use the injury against him, that's fine. The
Okay.
guy would have been Offensive Rookie of the Year. Xavier Knight and anybody else that they were running with last year was pretty productive. I like the Jets situation.
All right, let's go to the AFC North. How about that? We'll go Ravens first: J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards.
No. If I include Lamar Jackson, yes.
Well, no quarterbacks included, just backfield.
Yep.
Because it wouldn't be fair to Goff. He doesn't
Yeah,
run
yeah.
the ball. So
Go for it.
Bengals: Joe Mixon, Chase Brown. Now that's an interesting backfield.
Yeah, give
I
me
like-
Joe Mixon.
Okay.
Give me Joe Mixon. Because you're asking me Joe Mixon or David Montgomery.
Right, now go Joe
and
Mixon.
it's Joe Mixon.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And Chase Brown, Tyler Algier, doesn't matter where they're taken, these running backs produce.
Okay, and then we'll go Browns, Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford. I think backfield wise, Nick
that's a
Chubb's better
tricky
than
one.
both, but combined talent.
Combined, I'm going to give the edge to Detroit.
And
It's
then
fine.
Pittsburgh, Najee and Jalen Warren.
I'm not a fan.
Okay, so there you go. AFC South: Damian Pierce, Devon Singletary.
I think Dameon Pierce is a bit overrated. I think people were just in love with him because of fantasy football last year.
Mm-hmm. And then they
a
got
bit overrated. Not that he's not a good player.
Right.
But I'm going to go a little bit overrated. Give me the Lions back.
Okay, and then Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss.
Jonathan Taylor by default.
Okay.
It's not even close. Jonathan Taylor alone.
Jaguars, Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby.
That's a tricky one. Etienne was a bell cow back down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Lions.
Okay. And then we'll go Titans, Derrick Henry, Tajay Spears, which I like Tajay Spears.
I don't know how I feel about Tennessee. It's not the Derrick Henry of old, so give me the Lions backfield.
Okay. And then we'll go AFC West, Javonte Williams, Samaj Perine.
Give me the Lions.
Okay.
A lot of questions over Javonte Williams' health. He's recovering slower than people expected. Even last year, to get hurt the way he did first game of the year, unfortunate. Or second game of the year, something like that. Second or third game, I don't remember.
And then we got Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco, Jerick McKinnon.
Give me the Chiefs easily.
Chiefs.
Easily.
Oh, okay.
Easily.
All right, Chiefs.
It's a more dynamic backfield. Proven right now.
Josh Jacobs, that's an Amir Abdullah.
Pass. Yeah, no, it's the Lions.
Austin Eckler, Joshua Kelly.
I really don't like what Los Angeles does. I don't think they're consistent enough. Austin Eckler, yes, is an amazing back. I don't like how they rotate their backs. If you're asking me a backfield duo, give me the Lions duo. I think it'll work better than Austin Eckler and Joshua Kelly.
So just to correct this, you think the 49ers are better?
Yep.
Seahawks are better?
Yep.
Panthers are better? You would give that edge to the Panthers still? Or did you say Lions?
That's a coin
You think
flip.
it's a toss-up?
Well, who's better, David Montgomery or
Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders?
Miles Sanders had a better year last year.
Sure, but I'll go with David Montgomery. I think he's a more effective back.
And then you got Chuba or Jameer Gibbs.
And then it's Chuba Hubbard or Jameer Gibbs. It's a coin toss. Give me the Lions.
Okay.
I'll remove them off.
So we just have 3, 49ers, Seahawks, and then for the third one, you said Jets.
Yep.
Okay.
And I had the
Bengals.
Chiefs and the Bengals.
Yes. Not ranking these in order, just reading them off. And then Colts.
Yep.
Okay, and then Falcons. You said yes,
Falcons,
but then you turned
give
it
me
back.
the Lions.
Okay,
look, it's Tyler Algier or David Montgomery.
So
that's the way I see
think about that. We went through and confirmed that 7 backfields you would give the edge to.
I think are better than the Lions.
Now, in my opinion, I think a couple of these are arguable because it's tough. We're basing it off potential. We don't know what Jameer Gibbs is going to look like, obviously, and also I think the offensive line, although we're not factoring it in, I think this year, clearly, that's going to matter as well. And if you look at offensive line, I mean, I'd give the edge. I think Chiefs, 49ers, and that's about it. I think the Lions are in that conversation for best O-line. So the point is, Lions have according to us, a top 7, 8 backfield in the NFL, even with Jameer, who hasn't played a game.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
So I had them top 5. If you say top 7, that's fair.
Let me ask you this.
I think they're better than the Jets.
Where would you put them on the list if DeAndre Swift was still the running back? They wouldn't even be top 15.
Instead of Jameer Gibbs?
No, instead of David Montgomery.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You swap Montgomery and Swift, they're not even top 15.
Yeah, it dramatically. There was a couple of those teams
you
that
have to
take.
value the David Montgomery signing.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to produce even more behind that offensive line. He's essentially Nick Chubb, if you want to look at the statistics, the way he breaks tackles, the rate he does. That's great. That's what we're basing this off.
And that's why.
More so than Jameer Gibbs, in my opinion.
And you look at all the upgrades the Lions have made. Everybody talks about the secondary. Everybody talks about, especially now with Sam Laporta and the additions, the linebacker core. You bring up that backfield and how different it looks night and day compared to last year. Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift. You go through rankings last year with those two before the season, before Jamal got 1,000, that's a top 20, top 15 backfield. Now this year, even with Jameer, who has not played a game yet, with David Montgomery, we know what he is, and you mentioned him, breaking tackles. He's a monster.
I think it's a top 10 backfield
Absolutely.
Based off of what you expect to get out of Jameer Gibbs. I'll give you that. But if we're going to say what you expect, I think Atlanta's got to be in the conversation because of Bijan Robinson.
Yes, I agree.
And they already have a proven back in, God, why am I forgetting his name now? Tyler Algier.
Yeah, Tyler Algier.
Right? You want to go to Seattle, Kenneth Walker, and now Zach Charbonnet, Chase Brown, and Joe Mixon.
Those are good duos.
So, look, history of the NFL tells me I don't need to be drafting a running back in the first round to get value out of them.
No.
So I'm not going to sit here and overvalue the Lions.
Just because he's a first round
If you want to
pick.
put him at 5 or top 5, I get it. To me, it's more of a top 10 backfield.
And that's the impressive thing. Even with talent alone, they're top 6, top 7. If you want to say top 8, whatever, they're top 10.
Well, David Montgomery does a lot of that for you, right?
Yes.
Like I said, if you swap him with DeAndre Swift or even Jamal Williams, and it was one of those two and Jahmyr Gibbs, this is a top 17, 18 backfield. You're not feeling confident. But you know, because David Montgomery's production in Chicago, his ability to break tackles, you know that he's going to be able to get to the second level more often than any running back you've seen in the last probably 5-10 years there in Detroit.
Now, another backfield I did not mention, the last one, Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams is a scrub. He's just a goal line back. There's no difference between him and Taysom Hill. The only difference is one's black and the other one's white.
Okay.
And the other one identifies as a quarterback, right? So
Identifies.
you know, Alvin Kamara, I don't know. He's going to be suspended this year, I'd imagine, no? I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Well,
so
they were talking about maybe whatever. If it's next year, regardless, he hasn't been able to stay healthy either. That has to be factored into it. But talent-wise, I would
we're
still
talking about running backs like Aaron Jones and Alvin Kamara
Yes.
on the backside of their career. We're not talking about Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey. I'll pass on both of them.
So regardless, there you go. The conversation ends there. And we didn't even factor in this. I didn't want to include quarterbacks that run the ball or the offensive line. But if you're looking at just the top backfields in the NFL, I think running behind this offensive line, given Frank Ragnow can stay healthy, that production-wise, I think they'll be top 5.
How many carries did Jamal Williams get last year? Let's check. Jamal Williams last season ran for 1,066 yards on 262 attempts. If you give Taysom Hill 262 attempts, I bet you he gets 1,000 yards and 17 touchdowns.
Yeah, 262 carries.
How many carries did Taysom Hill have?
Taysom Hill.
Honestly, I want to know right now. Taysom Hill last year ran for a total of 575 yards. Oh, this is even better. Taysom Hill averaged 6 yards a carry last year in New Orleans.
Yeah,
if
but
he
that
would have
was-
carried, if he would have carried the ball 262 times, Taysom Hill would have ran for 1,572 yards and 17 touchdowns. He would have been the MVP,
No.
Offensive Player of the Year, behind this Detroit Lions offensive line. That's what Taysom Hill would have done last year. Congratulations.
Well, Taysom.
I rest my case.
You're talking about
I rest my
Taysom
case.
Hill, who runs.
I rest my case, damn it.
Yeah, you know what? Hell, behind this offensive line, Taysom Hill, man, he'd easily get 1,000 yards. But that's not the point. All right, the point is Lions backfield this year, top 10, top 8 on paper. I think top 5 in production. And that's where I'm going to stand. Top 5 in production.
I think ballsy of you.
Yes.
Production, yeah. I mean, again, if Jahmyr Gibbs is what you want him to be, right? So let's think of production. Say it out loud. What's David Montgomery for you?
I think he's 1,000.
220, 240 carries. I think 1,000, 11, 1,200 yards.
Yes.
Depending on how, if he can get his yards per carry to 5, 5.1, 5.2, that would be excellent. I'm looking at 7, 8, 9 touchdowns from David Montgomery. When I look at Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm looking at 140, 150 carries maybe. 500 yards, 600 yards, and then 40, 50 receptions for 400 or 500 yards, and a total receiving and rushing probably 6, 7, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Production, you're talking 2,000 all-purpose yards essentially. Right? 2,000 yards from scrimmage, 15-plus touchdowns. Yeah, it's going to be one of the more producing backfields.
And even the backfields that we gave the edge for don't have a receiving back with that kind of upside. I mean, if you want to bring up Kamara, but you just brought up Jamal and how you don't believe he's as good as everyone thinks he is. So, again, on paper, if Jamal lives up to expectations, widely regarded number 2 back in the drafts, I'm had him 1. Again, this is all potential, and if he could stay healthy,
Jahmyr?
I think yes.
Oh,
I think
okay.
production-wise, receiving, taking into account everything, yards from scrimmage, they'll be a top 5 backfield with this offensive line. I have no doubts about it.
What is this? Carmelo Anthony what?
He just retired,
Yeah,
Fuck
he
him.
just announced his retirement.
which I thought he was kind of already retired.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Because
I don't
It's
care.
just official now.
yeah, it's official.
Look, career advice for anybody, go out while you still have some respect. Don't sit there and spend your last 5 years being told you need to hit the bench, and then the last year you finally do it and you're kind of productive, and then you fucking leave. All right?
Well, I mean, he kind of did what you just said for
Yeah,
him
well,
to do.
3-4 years too late. 3-4 years too late. Didn't he win a chip, by the way, with the Lakers in the bubble, or was he not on that team?
No, he was not.
Ah, poor bastard didn't get a ring.
No, he did not get a ring, unfortunately.
You hear that stuff about Russell Westbrook saying he wants a ring if the Lakers... Oh, well, they're not going to win it, so it
Yeah,
doesn't matter anymore.
that's a whole nother... Yeah, well, the Lakers were night and day after they traded Russell Westbrook, but again...
Imagine getting that much better by trading what we consider one of the 15 best point guards of all time. What a joke. Anyways, you know what? Look, I don't think we should do breaks, to be honest, because we're not going to be able to get to everybody. I don't want to be fair to anybody on the network, any of our sponsors. So we're just not going to go to break. We're just going to transition. We're going to talk about something different now. And then we'll get to mailbag in, 11 minutes? So here's what I want to do. Miami Heat.
Oh, jeez. Okay,
And the
start with
Denver
that
Nuggets
we'll start with
are
that
both
series.
up 3-0. We'll start in Miami because I feel really strongly about this. Miami is the definition of a professional franchise. Miami is the definition of we don't make excuses, we figure it out. We take chances on guys. We want to be a good team. 3 years, I believe, removed from their last finals appearance under Spoelstra in the bubble, they're now on the verge of getting back to the finals. And that doesn't happen on accident. So what I wanted to do with the Miami Heat conversation is, one, call out the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, unacceptable, inexcusable. I think everybody, again, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, now Jason Tatum, Jaylen, everybody wants to be All-NBA. Everybody wants to be the guy. Everybody wants to be the superstar. They want to be called a superstar, but they don't want to fucking play like one. They don't want to play like one. Zero effort on the defensive side of the ball. Facial expressions, throwing up their hands after every time they missed a three last night. Boston should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. So disgusting. Missoula is a clown. He has no idea what the fuck he's doing. He's just sitting there like, oh yeah, guys, thanks for getting me this far. Hey,
Yeah,
well,
they
I got to the Eastern Conference Final just off of talent. Congratulations. He's getting totally outclassed by Eric Spoelstra. It's not even funny. And this whole thing needs to get blown up.
So, remember what I was talking about coaching in the NBA?
It matters.
It definitely matters situationally.
I was told it doesn't matter.
No, I didn't say that. I said it matters situationally. And Joe Mazzulla compared to Ime Udoka in terms of quality of coaching in these situations, Ime is levels above it. They're missing Ime.
Well,
Doesn't take away that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum went full David Blaine this series, and they disappeared. But Miami Heat, credit to them. All the undrafted players from Miami, I read a stat that like 43% of their production is coming from undrafted players.
How about
Unreal.
Vincent last night dropping 26?
And then he had 6 threes.
Yep.
And this kind of speaks to when we talk about the Pistons, not saying that they can mimic what Miami's doing, but the point is, just get in. The Miami was in the play-in tournament, and they almost got dropped from the play-in tournament. They were down in that game against Chicago,
they're not
I
your
believe.
traditional 8 seed, right?
No, they're not.
Traditional 8 seed is the Andre Drummond Detroit Pistons, right?
Well, that's
fucking garbage team that managed to win enough games to be there, and they're happy to be there, and they go in the back and they jerk off in the showers, and they're so excited to be there. This is a Miami Heat team that coasted the regular season. Jimmy Butler acknowledged, I'm just getting ready for the playoffs. And everybody laughed at them. And they were getting ready. They didn't care about seeding. Why? Because they built their roster to win. Don't tell me you don't. I mean, let's be honest. If the Heat tried, they could win 50 games in the regular season easily.
Yeah.
They're not your traditional 8 seed. So I'm so
and
happy
it helps
with what
when,
Miami's
when
doing.
Jimmy turns into arguably the best player in the playoffs besides Jokic, or Jamal Murray now is in the conversation. He's been dominant on both sides. He had 6 steals, I believe, in game 2. He comes out. Grant Williams, by the way, credit to Grant Williams for poking the bear.
Oh, no.
Grant Williams. I know you had fun with that one.
I'm not even
I know.
20-9 run.
You want him as a Piston?
After the fucking bench player went out and talked shit to the best player on their team?
Yeah.
Are you fucking
And
kidding me?
it's not even the best player. It's Jimmy Butler.
That's like John Sally talking shit to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Love you, John, by the way.
No,
amazing.
that's a good analogy.
Bro, shut the fuck up. And you want to tell me, with all the money Detroit has in free agency, excuse me, Sean Murphy, by the way, I love you. We got to get you on the show. Grant Williams? After that, this series alone is why Grant Williams should get boxed up, shipped off to Shanghai with fucking Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, that one. Grant Williams, that was not
Grant
good.
Williams.
And then he tried
Grant
to defend
Williams is what you have on this team now. A bunch of role players that have no business being a starter. You know what Grant Williams was doing last night? He was out there on the court when they were losing by 30. That's what his coach thinks of him anyways. Moving on to the best series, I think, of the entire NBA playoffs so far.
It's been fun, hasn't
The Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray has been excellent. This is vintage Jamal Murray Jokic, by the way. We saw them come back down, I think, from 3-1, the epic Game 7 series a few years back, and then he got hurt, and he's just now getting his legs under him. Jamal Murray, my goodness. Totally recovered from posting his girlfriend giving him head, by the way. A shout out to Jamal Murray. Excellent job. You don't remember that? All right. Don't sit there and act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about.
So he's recovered. Really happy for him. And then you have, obviously, the best player in the NBA right now, Nikola Jokic. They run everything through him. LeBron James had no answer. Anthony Davis they just don't have the answers for the Denver Nuggets, and I'm very happy about that. Lakers in 6, huh?
Lakers in 7. Okay. Listen, Jamal Murray, by the way, I got to get ACL injury. The way Jamal's playing right now, I'm impressed. I didn't see this from Jamal. I knew he was a good player, but this is like superstar level of play. Like he had 20-something at
30 in the first half.
Yeah,
23 in the first.
30 in the first half, and then now he's following it up. Nobody can guard Jamal Murray. No one can guard Jokic. That's the problem. You know Jokic is going to get his, but when you got guys like Jamal Murray playing well, Bruce Brown off the bench shooting the 3-ball well, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, they're a problem.
Yeah, but
KCP,
you got LeBron shooting 20%
and then,
from
hold
3.
on, I'm going to get there because LeBron James. I'm disappointed in LeBron James, all right?
But that's not an excuse, right?
No,
because
it's not.
I was told, you know what? Given how old he is, we can't criticize him. So
No,
I'm not
you
going to say
can.
anything. No. I'm not going to say anything. I think he's doing the best he can. I don't think the Lakers are a championship team. I think they play championship defense, but they don't have the scoring to compete. I look at the way Miami are built. You going into the Boston series, you thought Boston was the better shooting team. Look how that's worked out. So
yeah, they play championship defense. They played play-in defense like Game 3. By the way, LeBron James, especially in Game 3, you're down 2-0. It's your first game back in LA. I get LeBron's 38. Right? People bring that up when bad things happen. Well, he's 38. No, there's no excuse for this. You know LeBron has it. He had 39-9 against the Warriors in a closeout game. He has it in him. You have to go out and set the tone. You're at home. You're facing the Nuggets. They don't have a shot blocker. Rui Hachimura, by the way, and I love this. Isn't this hilarious? Rui plays well in Game 2, comes out at halftime, talks to, I forgot who it was specifically he talked to, but he mentioned at halftime, we got to keep attacking the basket. They don't have a shot blocker on the Nuggets. Very true, Roy. They don't. They don't have a single shot blocker on the Nuggets. What happens after that? Fourth quarter comes around. Who's jacking up threes? AD and LeBron. What happens Game 3? They still aren't attacking the basket. LeBron in the first quarter had like one shot. This is on LeBron as well. You're the best player. When you have success, you get credit. When you don't, you get the blame. And AD played well. It doesn't matter. D-Lo is D-Lo. He's 1 for 8. I mean, he didn't show up at all. It helps if he does. But it's on LeBron. I think
let me shift here then.
He deserves criticism for how he played.
Look at the state of the Lakers, state of the Celtics. You got the winning teams right now with the Nuggets and the Heat. Let's just talk about the Heat. How far away are the Pistons from the Heat? Because that's what bothers me.
Yeah, well,
because I look at the Miami Heat, they're just well coached.
Well coached.
Pat Riley, amazing front office, great scouting department. They really you want to talk about developing players? They actually develop players, not our shitty definition here in Detroit. Mm-hmm. How far is Detroit? Well, and I know that's based off of Cade's development and Ivy, and I mean, let's not kid around here. Cade went almost a month putting up 23, 7, and 7. Before he got hurt. Yeah, it was unbelievable. So
they're far. Because the thing with Miami, too, and difference with the Pistons, even though they have a lot of undrafted free agents, they have a lot of playoff experience with that team.
Yep.
Like that team as overall has a ton of experience together.
Jimmy Butler,
they were in the
Kyle
finals
Lowry,
in 2018.
Duncan Robinson. How about White Boy just pulling up from 3? I love it.
And then, but still, it's different. Now, the Pistons, if you want to have the Miami Heat mold, it's way more complicated because as an organization, that's been the standard they've set since Eric Spoelstra's been there. So, yeah, they're far away. What Miami has for them is they're led by a superstar who's not only a superstar, but he's a dog and he's clutch. That matters. Fourth quarter, they gave it to Jimmy Butler.
Well, this is why I'm asking. How far away?
Cade
And I'm not talking for even the Eastern Conference final.
To even make
to get
noise.
to the second round.
Well,
alone.
The
How far away?
the NBA is based off superstar. The minute Cade becomes a star or a superstar, which could take another 2 years. I mean, this year I think they'll make the play-in, but they're not going to go on Miami and make a run.
They become stars. Ivy and Cade. Best case scenario. They become star players. Then what?
And given you hit on the head coach, because Eric Spoelstra, hell of a coach.
One more thing. Say it. You learn how to build around them.
Of course.
Denver's
the others
the
matter.
perfect example of how to do this. Miami, the perfect example of how to do this. So we're talking 4 years away from contending to get into the conference semifinal. Not even the conference final. I want you guys to remember that. Remember what I told you 2 years ago. Like, this is my point. So you better nail the head coach. I don't want to hear some journeyman. I don't want some guy that, I'm just happy to be here. And the opportunity is really good. Shut the fuck up. I'm looking for a basketball coach that's going to hold my players accountable.
Yeah, whoever that is.
I want an identity.
Yep.
I want to be able to play defense when needed. Yeah, you want to score. It's easier to win basketball games when your opponents don't score that much. FYI, if anybody hasn't figured this out yet, by the way. Defense still kind of matters.
Well, I was going to say, you asked me how far away for the Pistons until they defend like Miami, which could take another couple
4 years, man.
Yeah.
Could take
like
4 years.
That level of defense Miami's
and again, they have money and free agency.
Unreal.
But you're trying to bring in vets that understand their role.
Right.
That go out there and set the example. While Cade becomes a star player, hopefully. While Ivy develops into a very good two-guard. That's the build. And that's why it's still 4 years away, man. It just is. Yeah, unless, like, overnight, Cade becomes a top 10 player, then you become a 38-41 win team. But that's a bit much. That's asking a lot. It just is.
Even Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum took years, and even then they couldn't
came
get over the hump.
Great situation.
They did,
though, so.
And that's when they acquired Kyrie. But even after that, it took some time for those guys. And the Pistons are in a worse situation, obviously. Boston already had their head coach figured out. Pistons are still doing that. So they got to hit on this head coach.
Well, look, it's 9:51. Let's do mailbag. Drop your questions in the chat. Jeff and I will answer them along with Gabby. Gabby, by the way, how was Saturday night?
It was fantastic. It was so fun. The entire team that they have over at Stanley Cup Central is completely professional, super awesome. They're doing great coverage. It's like their second screen viewing experience.
Nice.
To watch along with all of the Stanley Cup finals going on. But it was exciting. Talk some hockey. We don't do it in the morning.
I'm assuming they didn't have any Windows updates over the weekend, right?
No.
Lucky
no,
them.
they didn't.
By the way,
crashes.
turn that shit off when you get a chance. Windows updates, automatically turn that shit off, and I'm going to send the longest fucking email. The biggest fuck you email to Bill Gates and Microsoft.
Oh, you're gonna send him a Karen email.
I'm going to send a Karen email.
And it'll work.
I am deeply offended.
How dare you?
Oh, God. I identify as a smart person.
Oh.
And I was let down on a Monday morning. God damn it, man.
Yeah, what a morning. Jesus.
Is Killian Hayes garbage or trash? I'm going to go with garbage. I think when you call somebody trash, it doesn't justify how shit they are, you know? When you say you're garbage, I mean, just look how it comes out of your mouth. Garbage, you know? Trash. You're trash, bro. That doesn't mean anything. Killian Hayes is garbage, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm with you there.
Sounding a little like Jeff there.
Oh,
yeah. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that one.
Soon enough, I'll have a sleeve on my arm that says I'm coming.
Okay, why do you... Mailbag. How can the Lakers stop Joker and Murray in Game 4? Well, they didn't do it for 3 games.
Oh,
so,
no,
John, they're not doing it in another game.
It's
over.
Show up with the 12 gauge and fucking go at their legs.
Lakers...
That's all you can do.
They pray just to get a game at this point. Just get a game. It's over. Denver, they're on fire.
If you're looking at it from Denver and Miami's standpoint, by the way, they're both looking at each other like, fuck. We got to win this Game 4 because if we sweep them and they don't, we get the extra rest.
Yes.
But if we don't take care of business and Miami sweeps, they're going to get the extra day of rest. So I think, watch out.
That's the small things, the little mind games in the playoffs.
By the way, never in NBA history has the conference finals on both sides ever ended up in sweep both years. Like both sides in the same year. So that could be a first in NBA history.
And it's not a good look because, and I'm going to be honest, I'll keep it a stack with you guys. In the bubble, same teams. Different result, though.
Oh, yeah.
Miami won.
Yeah, you didn't have a 4-month layoff for Anthony Davis to fucking fix his vagina.
Move on. I'm done here.
Anthony Davis transitioned from a woman to a man in that period. It was a big deal.
Yeah,
No,
he
you guys
did.
don't remember?
No, he did.
I remember very clearly.
Jesse Adams, mailbag. Who has more TDs through week 7 or 7 weeks? Gibbs, Laporta, Montgomery. Second question, Jeff. What do you think of my girl Mackenzie Dern's performance in the main event? We'll start with the first one. Who has more TDs through
I say
7
Montgomery
weeks?
because I don't expect the rookies to come out the gate flying, especially in the end zone. I think when you talk about scoring touchdowns, you're talking within the 12, 15-yard line. I think that's where you're going to see Goff's trusted options get the touches in terms of receiving, and I think you'll see a lot of David Montgomery.
Yeah, I do too. They're going to lean on the run game early, especially without JMO, I think. So, yeah, I would say David Montgomery, easily.
All right, what else we got here?
And by the way, Mackenzie Dern.
Jaylen Brown from Boston, I do. Yeah,
She's legit.
Jaylen Brown, I don't know how you make that trade happen.
You just completely ran over Jeff answering the other question.
I'd even hear it.
It's
to be honest.
UFC. I mean, no one probably cares anyway. But, yeah, Mackenzie Dern, she's an animal. Whooped Angela Hill's ass the last weekend.
Isn't that the girl from Glendale, but she's actually from Phoenix?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that is
her. Correct.
Yeah, see, I know something.
BJJ master.
I keep up with you social media people.
Oh my gosh.
God, I feel like a grandpa when I do a show with Jeff. All right, moving on.
So every day?
Every day. If Gibbs shows out as a wide receiver, does that affect JMO? No.
No. That they can play together.
Look, I think the Lions are doing something that we're seeing across the NFL. Speed kills. The Niners.
Yeah.
The Dolphins. The Chiefs. Some of the most high-powered offenses. Hell, even the Bengals. Speed kills in the NFL. They took Jahmyr Gibbs and they took Jameson Williams a year prior because they're trying to field an offense with Ben Johnson that can kill you in so many different ways. Oh, and they can house it basically anytime they want.
Papiga Jones, Chris Quinn is the best candidate. Why don't we have him as a target for a Pistons head coach? That's the Heat assistant, Chris Quinn, under Eric Spoelstra. That's a good question.
At this point, I mean,
Chris Quinn, how that coaching staff has done this entire playoffs, I mean, more so Eric Spoelstra, I think Chris Quinn deserves an interview. I'm just as confused as you are, Papiga.
I'm a big believer in, what situation are you walking into? If I'm an assistant, if I'm a if I'm an available coach, do I want to work with the Pistons front office? Do I? They're clearly trying to rebuild. Right? I'm going to take this job. Dwayne Casey's advising in the front office. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Why would I come to Detroit if I'm an assistant?
Yeah, well,
why?
You talk about situation, it does matter. Especially if you're a hot assistant, if you have a lot of opportunities, you're going to be very selective
with
Detroit, what you choose.
Like, you're going to give me some pull here. And I don't know if there's going to be enough power to give any young, let alone established coach.
It's fair.
That's something I thought of over the weekend, by the way. It really started to concern me.
When did you think about that just randomly hit you?
Yeah, no. Like, Saturday night, I was like, I couldn't sleep. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I just went into this whole Google search deep dive. I was like, fuck me, man. I just don't like the situation right now.
Yeah,
we'll see who they hire as head coach, but who they hire is going to dictate everything.
No question.
It won't stop Cade or Ivy from reaching their potential, but it sure as hell will boost it, or it'll slow down the team's chances of winning in the near future.
Steve asked mailbag, was there actual technical difficulties, or Jeff and Sam could not handle 2 hours of the chat saying how bad LeBron and Day-to-Day Davis have been?
No,
Steve, that's
unfortunately.
Although you got a point, unfortunately it was technical.
Unfortunately, we walked in and
I could take.
I wish I could explain it to you guys. It's basically, Alex, you want to help me with this one? I mean, we walked in and essentially all the software was bugged because Windows did an update and we didn't want it to.
Corrupted update file.
It was a corrupted update file, and then there was a corrupted XML file. Guys, just fuck off, all right? I'm not explaining this. My head already hurts from fixing it, all right? Anyways, just fuck off. The city... Oh, no, we're not doing this. So what other questions do we have? Jeff, what does your shirt say? It says, California Republic, I like dick.
No, it does not. I don't even know.
It says
California
O'Neal.
Republic. It's just a shirt, man.
O'Doyle rules.
There you go. O'Neal. It's a cool shirt.
Oh, my God.
Let's see here. No, it does not say what Adam said, by the way, for those listening that can't see what my shirt says. Does not
Adam
say
was
that.
lying in bed when suddenly his eyes shot open and the sentence slipped from his lips. The Pistons are screwed. That's exactly what happened, by the way. This is exactly what happened.
Jesse, mailbag, do you think the Lions make any roster additions before fall camp? I hope they try and get more D-tackle help. Second question, thoughts on being Big Ten/NBC TV deal that may not be done?
Yeah, all I know is Mel Tucker's not doing a great job right now.
Ooh.
We haven't even gotten to that. Short show today.
You supporting Michigan State this year?
No, I did that one year. I just wanted to know what it felt like to be a fan of a college team. It was whatever.
I feel like that was tough for your mental
Who are
health
you
that
going to
year.
take on this year?
Nobody. I'm just going to do what I always do. I don't give a shit about Michigan or Michigan State.
You could go out of state.
I don't have an allegiance to either team. Not doing the Florida State stuff, even though I might pick your boy for an early Heisman sleeper.
That's
by the
what
way.
I was going to
Okay.
suggest. Florida State. There you go.
Yeah, maybe I'll do Florida State for Gabby.
Okay.
I'll come in, I'll
appreciate it.
just do this.
I mean, I was doing this all day yesterday. Florida State had an iconic day in sports yesterday.
Yeah, but like me doing this, there's probably a good chance I get canceled.
Yeah.
Isn't
Anything
this like
you do?
Anti-Semitic or whatever the fuck they call it? I don't know.
No, well, don't hold it. That just keep going in and like don't hold it. No, okay. All right.
We're getting
it's a
back to
fucking
FSU.
joke. Relax.
John,
FSU softball
relax.
had a perfect game.
John
You guys are so sensitive.
John Macaroon in the chat. Shout out to the doc. He said, "Was it really corrupted file, or was Broder looking at XXX before work?"
Matt Broder was looking at Jamal Murray's leaked head blowjob footage. Anyways, moving on.
Brooks Koepka.
Florida State. Brooks Koepka. Hell of a job.
Yeah.
Well done.
Michael Block,
First
hole
thing-
in one.
I saw that.
Such a cool story.
Made $288,000, by the way, by finishing top
and
15.
I saw somewhere,
Wow.
somewhere I saw, and I was reading it to Jeff when we were having our technical difficulties. He charges like
$150 a session.
I think it was $150 for 45 sessions. That's what he makes in a day for a lesson. And now he's walking away with this.
I mean,
And he
$150 a
gets to come-
session's good money,
and
but
he
yeah.
gets to come back next year.
And compete again, yep.
Super cool. And he's
Dunked
getting
in a
invited
hole in
to
one.
other tournaments
Unbelievable.
now. It's awesome.
Unbelievable.
Seriously, guys, who thinks JJ is not a Shea Patterson comparable? DA says. What do you think about that, Shea Patterson?
I think they're not even close. JJ McCarthy.
I would love Sam Flannel's
JJ
take on
McCarthy
that.
is easily the best quarterback Michigan has had since
Say it.
Chad Henne.
Yeah, it's Chad Henne. People forget Chad Henne.
Honestly, no, seriously,
He was a
I
baller
really
too.
mean it. Like JJ McCarthy's phenomenal. He had a hell of a first year. I don't know how you discredit it at all.
Cy Gray, mailbag Cam Whitmore at 5. I think Cam Whitmore is like the consensus Pistons fans pick, and we'll see. We'll be doing a lot more draft
Fuck
coverage.
you for even bringing that up.
No, listen. I'm still on Taylor Hendricks. That's my favorite prospect. But there's a
I'm
couple
still
guys.
mourning. I'm still mourning. So
It's
I'm
okay.
not overnight.
See, I'll
getting a
handle
top
it
pick.
for you. You
All right,
can
you
mourn.
can do the draft stuff. I
That's
don't want to
fine.
do that.
All right.
Well,
That's
we'll
fair.
extend mailbag a few minutes. Fuck it. Why not? I mean, we're already, I felt bad. We missed the first hour and 20 minutes. We'll go another 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, why not?
What else we got in here?
Why not?
Let's see. Chad, anything's possible. Oh, yeah.
Anything is
yeah.
possible.
Speaking of Henny, you know what? Never mind. We don't need to talk about with the weekend.
No, don't do
I had a great weekend, honestly. Yeah, I was like very chill, mellow. I just, kept mind my own business. Watched a bunch of conspiracy theory videos.
Oh my gosh. Especially how that Friday
I was
episode
waking up
started.
in the middle of the night saying, Grassy Knoll, Grassy Knoll. I was all cracked out.
Yeah, I feel like the first 30 minutes of Friday's show inspired you to to go look at all kinds of conspiracy theories.
Dude, my sister by the way, my sister officially graduated from law school in NYU.
Congratulations to her.
Yeah, so she's back home now. And the first thing she told me when she got back, she's like, I heard your segment on Hiroshima. How dare you? That is so mean of you. And my sister's like, one of those.
I don't feel
That's
like
what it is.
getting
One of
into this
those.
One of
morning.
those. Yeah, just one of those not normal people.
Question in the chat: you watching college softball at all? And I will say I did watch the highlights because Catherine Sandercock from FSU pitched a perfect game.
Wow.
So that's
Softball's I'm not lying here. I mean this. I would rather watch college softball than the WNBA. To me, college softball, way more fun to watch. Some of these girls, women, I don't know what the fuck you want to call them. I mean, they're in college still. I guess young women. There you go. Young women.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Well,
Phenomenal. They're unbelievable, man.
And
even the pitching aside, how they pitch, whole different ball game, fucking
literally
amazing.
be honest,
Amazing.
Pun intended.
I have a lot of respect for softball girls. I had a great experience in high school. So,
Who wins more games, the Lions or Michigan? Who wins more games, the Lions or Michigan?
oh God, back in the day when you used to ride the same bus with the softball girls, good days.
that's it. Well, that's actually a good question. Michigan or because I got Lions at 11 wins. I think Michigan go undefeated again.
Nah, I don't care.
I'll go Michigan. Why not?
I'm thinking about my.
I'm not
high
betting my
school
hair
days
on it
now.
though. I'm not betting my hair on it though.
God, I used to pitch out of my mind when we'd ride the same bus with the softball girls.
Okay, you.
I would peak performance. I'd get a
And
great warm up and a great ending.
What
Anyway,
a great show it's been.
Adam
Quite
just
short,
slinging
but
balls.
thank you for everyone for tuning in. Please be sure to follow us on all social
Oh,
media
God.
at Woodward Sports, and we'll see you here tomorrow on time at 8 a.m. for another great show.
thank you to every softball girl that played in the same high school as me. Your services were very, very welcome.